to another pre-match. This is previewing the Oldham Athletic game. I've looked up on the recent games, and basically they're not going to be a pushover. I think they've won the last 6, which does include an FA Cup tie at Hampton and Richmond Barrow. Now, Oldham are managed by Ali Cool, the Aussie who used to play for Leeds United and had a short spell at Liverpool, and a not so successful managerial spell at Notts County. One of their danger men is the guy all Barrow supporters love to rate, Danny Rowe, but there's also a guy called Blackwood, who's a good player, a very good player. So Barrow will have to watch out for him. I wouldn't be putting man marking Danny Rowe, because Oldham have so many dangerous players, as shown by the recent run of 6 wins from about 6 games. They last lost at the end of October. They played a few games since then, and winning away at Exeter City 2-1 on Saturday, that was a great result for them. Let's see, the first meeting of note that I can remember, well, I wasn't born at the time, was the Lancashire Senior Cup in 1955, the final, which Barrow won 2-0. I think the goal scorers were Jimmy Collins, and it was either Billy Gordon or Andy McLaren. But it was the first trophy that Barrow had won as a Football League club, if you don't include the reserves winning the Lancashire Junior Cup in 1949. More recent meetings have included the FA Cup at Oldham, which finished 1-1, Steve Howsham getting Barrow's goal, and in the replay at Alker Street, Ian Eyre got a wind-assisted winner, and also playing for Oldham that night was Darren Sheridan, a future Barrow player and manager. So, what do I think the team should be? Well, having thought of it, I think I would keep Dixon in goal, but he needs to man up a bit. But he needs to be, when I used to play football when I was younger, goalkeeper was my favourite position. And the 6-yard box, I classed that as my own. I didn't have to yell at a defender if I was coming for it. I used to always say to the team, if I'm coming for the ball outside the 6-yard box, I'll shout. Keepers on. And Dixon should do that. I think he's a bit too quiet. And so sometimes the defenders do get a bit worried about it. So I'd keep the same defence, but I'd bring Kay back in for the guy I can't pronounce. So Kay'd be back in, and I'd go with Luke James and Quigley up front. Dear Angus Reid on the bench, and possibly even C on the bench this time. Dimitri C. It's a game we can win. Will we win it? Well, football's a funny old game, as they used to say. So, if we do win it, it breaks our unbeaten run, and it might trigger us off on a run of our own. The next few games for Barrow are going to be not must-wins, but let's pick up points in them. And that doesn't include the FA Cup match against AFC Wimbledon, which I will do another vlog for. Oldham were formed in 1895 as actually Pine Villa FC. Some of the managers who had it, like Joe Roll, the ex-Everton, Man City, Bristol City and England forward, and before him Jimmy Frizzell. They were one of the first teams to have a plastic pitch. Okay, thank God that got ripped up, because if there's one thing I didn't like was them old plastic pitches. The modern ones are a bit better. If you let the ball bounce, that was it was gone from you. Thank God Oldham don't have that plastic pitch anymore, but as we all know, the game's taking place at Alker Street, or the modern name, the Progression Solicitors Stadium. I'd like to see Barrow win this game. Of course I would. I'm a Barrow AFC supporter. Is it going to be easy? No. I can't believe it's going to be easy. But if we stick to a game plan, we've got to defend better. I've watched the highlights of the Forest Green game. The marking for the first goal was non-existent. We got to have players on players at set pieces. And for the second goal, a needless free kick. We've got them. As Ian Evatt said to his keeper, we got a man up. We got a man up. Getting back to recent meetings, of course, in 2019, also in the Lancashire Senior Cup, after a 3-3 draw, Barrow won a penalty shootout, 1918, I believe it was. So, he is hoping that Barrow do man up. He is hoping that they go at him from the start, but once again, show patience. Show patience. But don't leave players unmarked. Whatever you do, Barrow, please. We must not leave, especially Danny Rowe and White Blackwood, unmarked, because they will hurt us. I know we hate Danny Rowe. I know we can't stand him. But we must not give him an inch of space. But also, don't put someone on him. You know, if he wants to run with the ball, have someone go to him then, but make sure there's other defenders around to cover any gaps. We've got to close the gaps. We do. Well, anyway, I'll be back on Thursday. I'll be back for the post-match on Wednesday. And I'll be back on Thursday for Thursday morning for the AFC Wimbledon, the pre-match. And I'll be doing the post-match probably just before I do the Q&A. Okay then, thank you for your time. Bye for now. Up the Bluebirds.